He said he could beat Jerry right now.
Reached out to Inga and said, I'd like to pull Devon.
You lost to him.
Yeah. Looks insane. I saw some videos the other day, him training, and dude looks unbelievable. See, I told you we'd make this entertaining.
What color was her bathing suit, Michael? All right, let's go ahead and get into discussing.
All right, guys, here we go. Predictions for East versus West 15.
Predictions for East versus West 15. So, what's different about this? Because you've been on like multiple places, haven't you, talking about predictions for East versus West 15?
Yeah.
So what's different?
I'm doing it with you, baby.
With me.
It's me and Rebecca.
That
it's a Monster and Rebecca show.
Right. Now, do we always agree?
Always. Never.
Never.
Seldom. Occasionally. I don't know. All right, so who we got? First match, Brigita Evimfi versus Irina Glakaya. Now, they're both world champions.
Glakaya.
I think Brigita might be the world champion in the higher weight category. They're both world champions, so clearly they're both badass chicks, right?
Yeah.
I have to choose Irina Glakaya because I see more content of her training. Now, that means nothing, but that's just what I see. So that's how I'm basing my decision.
So, but tell us a little bit about Irina Glakaya.
She does a lot of arm wrestling on beaches and bikinis.
That's what you know? That's what you know? That's what you caught on to?
Well, it was hard to miss. But
I thought she was a champion of sorts.
So many time champion.
What is her resume?
Multi-time WAF world champion, European champion.
Wait. Let's stop.
See, I told you we'd make this entertaining.
What color was her bathing suit, Michael?
Oh, I couldn't even guess. No clue. Wasn't watching. Didn't pay attention at all. I just knew she was arm wrestling very well.
I guarantee you knows. All right. Okay. I actually have Brigita winning this one. Brigita looks like totally down to business. I feel like she's focused more on the specific match.
I think you're just guessing. Just like I
100%.
So the next match. This was the match that was supposed to have our boy from South Carolina.
Hunter Knopfs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was supposed to be in that match. So they replaced him with this dude on the right.
Yeah.
So I think the dude on the right's going to win. Because he looks like a freak.
Danil Ustinov.
Yeah, I think he's the dude. They're both world champs. So I think Daniel's the one above. Daniel, whatever, is the one above. So I think that's the guy.
Yeah, so I definitely think that this Daniel is going to pull it off as well.
He's got one of those weird, big, freaky arm forearms too, like big dude.
Yeah, definitely genetically more inclined to
looks like
the
a beast.
sport.
Looks like a beast.
Right. And then moving on to Nugs.
I know, but Nugo, he's the one who just beat Rob Vincent Jr.
They call him Nugo.
Yeah. The guy he's pulling is Turkish and was a former badass. Remember we were Zlati and he beat Marcio and he beat all those dudes and he's like 187, Marcio was 231.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this dude's a badass. And Ingen said he came in to their club and looked like a specimen. And I think Ingen was saying every time he sees him, he gets better. Nugo's probably the favorite, but that cat, if he comes anywhere near form, bad dude.
Well, I actually was saying that RVJ was going to win that match. I really thought he was.
Is it because you didn't know who Nugo was?
Yeah, but then it didn't even look like RVJ was in the match. Like he...
It's like he never even started.
Right. Yeah. He never went on GOAT. I got Nugo. Yeah. I got Nugo because
it's not a bad prediction. He's a bad dude.
The next one has beat Ingen.
Yeah, Artur Makarov. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's beating twice now. He also has that crazy Oleg style arm, but so does his opponent, and he's Turkish too. He's got that crazy. So it's gonna be a battle of just freakish right arms, right? So Artur probably has more experience, but that Ömer guy looks insane. I saw some videos the other day, him training, and dude looks unbelievable. So, I mean, I would say Artur just because he's got more experience and he's former WF champ. I don't know.
Well, I'm going with Artur because he has beaten Ingen, and Ingen is so well versed. Like his table IQ is ridiculous. His training is ridiculous. So
not a bad dude.
He's got to be a very bad dude, right? This one might be one that you're more interested in, maybe know a little bit more about, because I know that you also watch Carolina Peterson train, don't you, dear?
Not at all. I've just known her for years. I've known her for like 20 years. And she's really had a resurgence. Like, she was never as good then as she is now. Like, she's won the world championships.
Right.
She was never a world champion before.
Right.
Dimitrina. Petrova. She just came back and beat the Tanaka chick when Tanaka was destroying her because once she sunk the hook, it's over.
Right.
I don't know if she can sink a hook against Carolina. Carolina's so long and wiry and top rolly. I just don't know. I mean, I think you have to go Carolina because her endurance is insane.
So are you talking about the match where Tanaka was basically knocking her off the pad and having to restart?
Yeah, that one.
Like she was literally being saved by a foul.
Yeah,
right?
You're not supposed to. Petrova's a bad girl. Like, once she sunk that hook, it was ridiculous. So, but I just don't know if she can do it against Carolina. Carolina's top row is nasty.
I still think Tanaka should have won that match.
Probably
So
so.
I'm going to go with Carolina.
Yeah, so we're both on Carolina.
All right, now the next one is one that
Oleg Zhokh versus Vitali.
I'm very interested in.
Okay, so apparently this is a rematch. Apparently they pulled previously the East versus West in a smaller weight category. But now Vitali and Oleg's trying to go up and take Vitali's title in the 95 kgs. What Vitali did to Artyom Tayanov was unbelievable.
Right.
So I cannot in good conscience bet against him. I just don't think Oleg anymore. I don't think he's the same.
Okay.
If he was the same, you have to pick Oleg.
All right.
I don't think
Against anyone.
Yeah, but he's struggled in his weight category. I mean, he's won. He's still WF champ. He's still East versus West champ, but he's struggled in his weight category. Oleg used to not struggle in his weight category at all. Just complete dominance. Vitali seems different.
That's hard for you to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to
Todd, Hutchings, Yoshinobu, Kanai.
give me just a little bit of your history, because when I was going back through putting together the thing that Neil did for you, the voiceover, right? When I was going through and I looked at your match with Yoshi, I guess I knew, but I didn't really know that you lost to him.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked.
Yeah, 6-0, right?
5-1.
5-1, okay.
He fouled out the first match.
Okay.
But then I won 6-0 on the left.
But he looked crazy. Now, then we saw him a few years later at Zloty, and he was only there as a coach. He was not pulling at that event. So how long has he been off the table competitively?
He blew his boss up against Woody 2010, round 1
Okay.
in Vegas.
So we have no idea if he's been going to local stuff.
What we know is this. Ingen has offered him matches for a while. He's declined. And he reached out to Ingen and said, I'd like to pull Devon.
Okay.
So clearly he must be ready.
He must be.
And he's like, can't give you Devon. How about Todd Hutchings? Okay, I'll start with him. So that's how the story started. Yeah.
That's the one you want to start with, Yoshi?
Yeah, but Yoshi is a bad dude. Todd Hutchings right now is special, man. I mean, people think it's his side pressure. His side pressure is immense, but it's his back pressure that he applies with his side pressure that makes him very difficult to pull back out of an offensive position.
You have to go with Todd, because Todd is on this.
He's the established puller right now.
He is, and we have no idea where Yoshi is. If he's not been on stage in this manner, then he's already taken a hit. You know, he's already at a disadvantage. I don't see how he can make that up.
Well, he can make it up by being just as strong as Todd is. People think ring rust and all that shit.
It's real.
I mean, not if you're real fucking strong. It's not. Like, if you're real strong, it doesn't matter. I mean, if he's strong and he's got a lot of heart and he stops the match, but if the strength gap's too much, it doesn't matter. It's over with. I mean, if he's close, man, he's got a lot of heart.
So, moving on to Ibrahim Sagov and Reno Masic.
For the heavyweight world title. Ibrahim is very aggressive, one-dimensional shoulder presser. Reno wins a lot of matches with a shoulder press. He's very versatile. He can do a lot of things. Talking to Ingen, he doesn't think he'll be able to get out of Ibrahim's press. So he thinks it's press for press.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. Press for a few rounds, wear each other out. Then Reno could win on some versatility at that point if he can fight off the press, or he might can beat him in the press.
This is a vacated title.
Yeah, because Devon left the division.
And Matashenko's been injured.
So he's number 1. Reno's number 2. In the current setup, the current rankings, says Devon's out.
Okay, and so Reno did just participate in WAF. And Reno has been on social media with some pretty bold statements. Saying,
I haven't watched it, but he said he could beat Jerry right now.
He said he could beat Jerry right now. I'm going to go with Ibrahim.
He's a freak.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him, even though he is more one-dimensional, and clearly Reno...
He's very good at it.
Yeah, Reno has more versatility. I think Reno is overestimating his ability simply based on the statement that he thinks he can beat Jerry right now. He didn't just say he could beat him. He said then he could teach everybody else how to beat him.
4-2, Reno, my opinion.
All right, so then going to David Semishua
versus Vladimir. So we've already seen this.
I'm so sorry I butchered these
We've
names.
already seen this once. And Vladimir, it was his first match back, and he took David to the brink.
But this is right arm welterweight world title.
It was then.
Okay.
It's the same match that just happened like 3 East versus West ago, right?
Oh.
And Vladimir was his first match back. Remember, Travis was calling him something else?
Alexander?
Yes. So Vladimir is actually Alexander, according to Travis.
Okay.
But that match was insane. Vladimir thinks he's ready now.
That was last January or February. Okay.
So who knows? Like, who knows? No idea what's going to happen.
So basically, Vladimir left that match, went home to his dungeon, and just focused on that match.
Possibly, man. Back. But David's like 9-time defending champ, so.
But he has wars.
Every single time. You have to go with David, but I think Vladimir has this is 50-50 for me.
50-50.
I mean, it's a 50-50 match.
I would agree with that.
This next one's crazy. Vitali versus Zaurov. Georgi Zaurov. Oh my God, right?
Up till recently, we have, like, even when you would talk about Vitali, be like, fuck that guy. Don't want to go against that guy. You
Right.
know, up until recently, that was our thought. Now it seems like he might have a little more openings than we believed.
What's really weird is he's full time now, so he should be crazy better.
Yeah.
But I mean, so Dave beat him, and then he came back and beat Dave. He lost some AMCs. He came back and won the AMCs, I think. And now he's full time. He just ran over Borzov, right? He's a bad dude. But Zornov just ran over Rivas really badly.
And in Dubai, that was
impressive.
It was so impressive, but the whole,
and it was we were all looking at how big Rivas was, like, oh my God, he might be the guy that could beat.
He was huge. Yeah, I was actually thinking he could be the one.
Yeah.
Right, but then when you see Zornov, or I don't know how you say his last name, caveman. Period. If there was ever a person that looked more like a caveman, I don't know who they are, because he's
Well,
the
I'm
guy.
sure they exist.
He's the guy.
He looks cavemanish for sure.
If you look at his DNA,
and if you look at
way
his,
more
you look
Neanderthal.
at his wrists and his hands and his bone density, he is designed for this sport. Like, so I don't know, man. I mean, Vitali's got to be the favorite, but it's like 55-45 for me, and I actually think that Zornov might win.
I think he might.
I mean, it's
That's who I
55-45 Vitali, but I think Zornov might win. Like, I'm actually thinking Zornov's going to win, but predictions-wise, it'd be like 55-45 Vitali. He's got to be the favorite. But I don't think he's going to win.
So that's who you have. I have
Zornov. I think Zornov's going to win, but I'm just telling you that predictions-wise, it makes sense for it to be 55-45.
See, I'm like John. I don't understand the prediction percentages and how you come up with that
Because he's a favorite.
percentage.
Like, you cannot not have him as a favorite because of his resume, like, and where he's supposed to be at and all that stuff. But Zornov looks ridiculous.
Because in my girl mind, in my girl math, it tells me that if I have Zornov as winning, he's the favorite. you know, that at least in
Maybe
my
your
mind,
favorite
right.
to you. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's favorite. I didn't say he was a favorite to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. Rackley versus another Yorgi, right? That
Yeah.
Tautiev, whatever his name is. That dude is like 6'8", and he steadily keeps getting bigger from like 176, 187, 198. So now he's pulling at the 209 class versus Rackley. Rackley has to be the favorite. Rackley looks amazing. But this cat can top roll like crazy.
Did you say he's 6'8"?
Probably, yeah. He's a giant with a phenomenal top roll.
Wow.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled it off, but Rackley has to be the favorite. So you got to pick Rackley, but do not be shocked if Yorgi does something stupid.
That's going to be a ridiculous lever to get around.
They very rarely lose to top rollers, either one of them. And
Wow.
they're both top rolling. So who knows? All I know is back when Dmitry Trubin was still pretty damn good, he lost to that kid when he was 176.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that kid was like 176, 187, and he top rolled the shit out of Dmitry.
So you have Rackley as winning.
It's got to be the favorite. He's got to be the favorite. But I'm telling you, I would not be shocked at all if this cat pulls it off.
Okay, I'm going with the 6'8" dude. That's all you had to say.
I mean,
It's all you had to say to me.
Yeah,
He's 6'8", because I've seen Rackley. He ain't 6'8".
No, he's slightly shorter than me.
So why in my mind is he a lot shorter than you?
I have no idea.
In my memory. That's what my memory
Yeah,
has.
we got pictures of us standing each other doing double biceps, and he's like maybe 6'2 3/4, 6'2.5". Like, he's just below 6'3".
Okay. Okay, well that gets into it. No, still going with the other one. All right. So Michael Todd and
99% to 1. 99 to 1. Michael Todd.
Do you want to save this one for last?
No, I'm good.
All right, so Michael Todd versus Gennady Quickvinya.
100-0. 100-0.
You did just give a pretty, like, you made a very bold statement as well on Ingen's podcast. You said, and I quote, "I'm going to go up on stage. I'm going to say a prayer. I'm going to kiss my wife. I'm going to go to the table. I'm going to beat
Nope,
Gennady."
I'm going to shake his hand.
Oh, I'm going to shake his hand.
I'm beating 3-0.
Yes.
And I'm going to shake his hand again. I'll come back home and get back to work.
That's exactly what he said. You have this calling, and I believe that you do, because everything that I have seen that has lined up to happen for you, there is no other explanation than it's divine intervention. Because from the very surgeon that operated on your arm, to everybody that's got involved with your recovery, to the trip that we just made to Honduras, to you and Devon mending fences and comparing notes and talking training, everything that has happened and lined up, I believe 100% is divine intervention. So I am in no place to doubt a result that you believe and it's not only that you believe it, you actually see it, you actually feel it. My intellectual side of my brain, not my faith-based side of my brain, says it's insane to say anyone is going to win 3-0 or 6-0. I didn't even say that when Levon and Devon were just having their last match, because I know anything can happen on an arm wrestling table. Are you going to get fouled out? Are they going to call an early foul? That happens. Are you going to be asleep on the go? So many things that can happen, but you still feel it deep in your soul. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah. Just different this time. Things are so different.
I told you the other day, I'm no longer, like, being overall number one in the world has been a goal for mine for a very long time. And I know there's times that I have been that. That's not the mission anymore. The mission is not about praising me or glorifying me or showing how good I am or any of that. It's showing that when the world thinks something is impossible, which beating Levon, very many people think it's impossible. I believe that God is using me as a vessel to prove that if you have faith and you work and you believe, that through him all things are possible.
Because faith without works is dead. That's what it says.
100%.
You got to do the work.
And that's the thing, is that's why I have no pressure, because I've done the work. I have no anxiety, I have no stress. I just have desire to get on the table. Like, it's different. I've never been in this place in my life. So I believe what I'm saying is true. I believe that this is God's plan. If something turns out and I'm not victorious or whatever happens,
that's God's plan too.
Whatever, right? Like, I just feel like things are, what am I saying? Like, everything is just, this trajectory is straight through.
And you could see it so clear, even when ketamine therapy.
Second ketamine treatment.
So what I wanted to say is, not only did so many people believe that Levon is unbeatable, they believed that it was impossible for you to even have a comeback.
Right.
How many people were calling for you to just quit, retire?
No, I've been having that for a while, but
yeah, but even more so when you were injured, and they were like, he will never be able to come back and be the same.
Right.
There were people like, it's going to be years before Michael can come back and be competitive. Well, God's already proved that wrong.
Right. It's just bigger than me.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that at all. Michael Todd, gonna win. All right. So now then, moving on to
Ivan Matushenko, Alizhan Muratov. My God.
Okay. First of all, Ivan, when you got that call, I don't know why you answered the phone. That guy's scary.
But so Matushenko just pulled Morozov and took him to the brink. And even Ingen said if that would have been on East versus West with the larger pads, he may have won.
He may have.
Because he got called for some elbow off the back of those 7-inch pads on 8 1/4. It probably would have been off.
Yeah, okay.
Which is weird.
So is that
King
the
of the
one in
table
Dubai?
and East versus West need to have the same table.
They need to have the same table. They need to have the same rule set.
Everything needs to be unified if it's for world titles and stuff like that.
Right.
I could guess if it's not for world titles, then maybe each one can have its own little thing, whatever. But the table size matters.
That's a problem.
Alizhan may be the man. Alizhan might be the best in the world. We don't know. I mean, there's a reason probably why we haven't seen Alizhan versus Morozov. They may already know, right?
Right.
Artyom may already know. Like, I'm not saying this as a fact. I have no clue. But Alizhan might be the man.
Has Alizhan been on the table one time that you've watched and you weren't shocked?
No, he blows my mind every time.
With his aggression.
What he did to Petrenko, what he did to Prudnik, and then what he did to Hermes Gasparini was, like, violent. That dude will flip me over the table at 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. So his left is really strong. So Matushenko is the master at forcing a hook. Alizhan has a very strong hook. So, like, I have no clue. I mean, it's 50-50. It's 105 world champ versus 115 world champ for 115 world title. I have no idea.
Okay. Having met both of these guys, having been scared to death every time Alizhan, say his name again?
Alizhan Muratov
gets on the table, I'm going with him. I think he's going to slay Matushenko.
I just don't know how you can do it. Matushenko's so good.
He's going to win in
50.
impressive fashion.
Well, that's usually how he wins. Devon versus Oleg Petrenko.
It's going to be Devon. I love Oleg.
Oleg's a great kid.
I wanted you to have that match.
Yeah.
I
But I
wanted-
wanted it at 115 for the world title.
I know.
105 match.
But I wanted you to pull Oleg Petrenko at 115 because of the meaning behind it. But that's not where it's supposed to go. It's happened the way it's supposed to.
Right.
But that would have been cool. So now you've got Devon and Oleg.
I mean, if Devin really did make a 40-something pound weight cut, I mean, if he was 277, you never know if he's telling the truth about his weight. That's insane weight cut. And then to somehow replenish in 36 hours to have enough strength to pull the current world champion at 105.
You can't pick it at 7. But also now, okay, my mind goes back to a time when you cut, what was your biggest weight cut in just like since we've been together?
Oh
Just
my God. Remember I cut 38 pounds in 100 hours.
in 100 hours, 38 pounds.
Yeah, Devin. So yeah, he can do it.
Yes,
I
he can
cut
do it.
38 in 100.
Yeah.
So is he winning 4-0? How's he winning?
Yes. He is going to make weight. He is going to rehydrate. He is going to be strong, and he is going to win.
Bad dude.
Not that I don't.
I like Oleg so much.
So much.
I love the whole Pushkar clan in that group.
Man, I'm telling you. They're all absolutely awesome. But anyhow.
Well, that's our predictions. We're halfway. We agree on some. We don't agree on others. Some we're just guessing. Like, who knows?
Some I absolutely have no clue about. I just want to talk.
Right. There you go. I just want to take a nap.
Okay, so is this a celebration meal or?
Well, I feel like it's a celebration day. I mean, it's Monster Michael Todd Day and Beautiful Bruce Swayze Day, right? So that's a celebration.
So I feel like you're covering something up with that pizza.
Well,
Is that
there's
what's going on?
okay. I wouldn't have had so many pieces, but they got stuck together, so I felt like I had an obligation at that point to get the extra pizza. But there's chicken parm, lasagna, breadsticks.
I feel like I need to uncover this a little bit. Oh my lord! All right,
Yeah.
there you go.